Hey, good morning, everybody. We'll get started here in a second. It's Friday. Everybody needs to wake up, right? It's time to take a look at the markets. Hopefully, everyone's doing all right. Is everybody still working today? Those who are at home, I know you're trading from home, but anybody actually at work today? You have a holiday schedule hopefully coming up, and you're able to take some time off and be with friends and family, I hope. Morning, Danny. Hey, I haven't seen you in here in quite some time. Nice to see you again. Taking that vacation. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be looking at the ES futures. I'll try to zoom in. We are correcting our window here when I do Periscope and go live and so forth. So we are out there on Twitter, Facebook, and so forth. And so I'm going to try to enlarge this a little bit. What we have here on the left side is going to be your ES futures. And then over here on the right, we'll be looking at our focus trades for this morning and anything that you guys would like to cover. It's cold out here in Florida, so you're going to notice I'm in a nice little sweatshirt. I'm wearing one of my favorite hats this morning. Like I said, if there's something you don't know about me, I probably own over 100 hats, and I'm ordering some new hats coming in soon, some trendy trading hats, so I'm pretty excited to see those. Let's go ahead and start here. So we've already, you've already heard my spill this morning. I'm going to read that out loud just in case somebody has not read that. And I want to give you my trendy update. All right. So let's go ahead and start here. As far as ES is concerned, price moved down into our green box and exploded. We added there last night. Personally, I did not have my target set and missed out on about 10 additional points to the upside. So as soon as I opened my eyes this morning, I trimmed. And so again, I missed out on our T1 target that we had at 37.22. All right. Next here, today it's all about whether or not they give us some range to work with during RTH, regular trading hours. All right. Um, in my, in my opinion, I try not to be biased. We try to use our levels and so forth. Take note of the banner here. It's extremely bullish on the week. Basically, if I'm above the line in the sand, I'm looking for longs into targets. And if price moves down into my boxes that are green, I'm looking to go long. Now, a lot of traders, they look at this and go, hey, that green box is pretty wide. Here at Trendy Trading, we actually teach you how to take this with confidence and not try to trade it blindly. I could tell you and give you a really good tip for today. So if you're watching, congratulations, write this down. One of the easiest ways to take one of these box trades is actually on a reclaim. If for some reason it digs in deep, don't be concerned. Don't buy it blindly. Wait until we reclaim one of my levels. So for example, just going to go ahead and show this to you. If for some reason price dips under one of my targets, we wait for it to reclaim. Once it reclaims, stops go in, and I look to trade to the upside. Last night, I went ahead, I had quite a few contracts yesterday, and then I added as price went up, and then we sort of dropped towards the end of the day, and I kept adding, and then I closed most of those positions and then held some last night. Well, when price came up to this area, I kind of front ran the position and I started buying contracts before we actually broke out. So I was under during the night. And then as soon as we came back into my 37.04 target, I went ahead and added there. Okay. Here again, I went ahead and trimmed. And what we're looking for today, again, with that range, I will tell you from the session low, which is here, and the session high, this is all noise for me. The market has shown you what it wants to do. As long as it stays in here today, then it's going to be just a chop day. If we take out the highs, look for the 37.22 and a half to hold. And if we can do that, look for a move into 26 and possibly 31. On a dip today, specifically, I'm looking for 37.10 if we dip. I will be buying the 0 DTE. That is 0 days till expiration. That means today. I love doing these trades. Small risk, big return. And just to reiterate, during this time, if I take any trades that expire today, they are smaller than normal. Okay? Smaller allocation. I'm not trying to ruin my weekend. I've had a really nice week. I've showed you guys that PL curve this morning from Monday until now, and I'd like to keep it that way. All right. So going forward, this is what I'm looking for on ES. If we pull back to here, then I'll be targeting in this area. I like on days with 0 DTE, I like butterflies, and I like spreads. I like them small. I like a higher return. In the red box, be cautious. That's all. Pay attention to the trend. This does not mean that we automatically short, although you will see that many times the red box works very well. Remember, if the trend is strong on the way up here, we want to just trim. You don't have to necessarily think that the market's going to come right back down. Okay? So as long as we can hold in the red box, this would be my stop at 37.31. All right? So for today, let's go ahead and set some alerts. Create alert at or below. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and set an alert up here at or above. And basically, this is just noise. Okay. But what it does tell me, if price gets there, I'll take action. Okay. So for right now, just let these things ride. As long as 36.99 holds, that's good. Now let's go ahead and take our attention over here to the right. Tesla, I'm beating myself up. I know you can't see it. I'm a little frustrated because for me personally, I was going to take this pre-market. This is the same blueprint that I've been giving you today over the last, I want to say a week or two, maybe the last week. This screen to your right, I'm using a different one of my setups. So we all have different styles, right? So this one over here is what I call the public view. This is actually all the trendy trading indicators in one, okay? So we got the EMA cloud, and basically if price is above that cloud, we're looking to stay long, all right? And we have today, because it's Friday, I have the daily edges on. The daily edges are here, and you can see those. Basically what we do is look to go long over the edges, and any line above price, we look for it to be resistance. Now I'm looking at a possible butterfly on open. Obviously, I want to buy this on a dip to get it cheaper. I don't want price to continue moving up. Notice that the trendy indicator is indicating a buy signal, and it has done that throughout the pre-market session. And here we are again with a buy signal to the upside. Let me go ahead and just zoom in here, just in case it's hard for you to see. I apologize. It looks like this. My brackets for a butterfly, I'm looking at possible 695, 705, 715 if we can continue the trend here. Now that's quite some distance away. Okay, so I'll reassess depending on the pullback that we get. All right, so there's Tesla. Let's go ahead and take a look at SE. Now notice we're high on the curve. Now this guy, I have a weekly option in. It is under at the moment. It did become positive first thing in the morning yesterday, but I held on to it. Looking at it closer, the red box, just like the ES over here, is resistance until it's not, and the green is somewhere I'd be looking to buy. Because this option expires today, my focus is, can it hold 199.07 about 30 minutes after open? If it can hold 199.07, I like to see it come into 201, and above that, if the market continues to trend, this is the market over here on your left, I would be looking for possibly 205 on SE. This thing can really move when it needs to. Notice that my day trading account, this is really cool. This is one of our scripts here. This tells you how much money's in my account at the moment. There's nothing to hide at Trendy Trading. My 0.5% of my account right now, that's what I'm using for allocation, and that is only $520. Okay, right here, $520. Nothing to hide here. All right, let's go ahead and move on. We'll go into our next setup here. And if you would, just bear with me just for 1 second, please, so I can make sure I go over the charts that I mentioned this morning. Right down here on Twitter. And I pushed out quite a few charts this morning. Had some questions about the red and the green. Pretty straightforward. Look to buy in the green, look to trim in the red. I'm almost there, sorry. All right, so let's go ahead and go over Apple. Again, on the right side, please, right over here. All right, so Apple pre-market, they did have an upgrade. I don't really care about upgrades, just so everybody understands. If you're a supply and demand trader, you learn this, right? What it really means and what you're looking for. Regardless, if we're opening up into resistance, I could care less about an upgrade. All right, so we already identify resistance before price gets there. That's very important. Now, I am, as a disclaimer, I'm already in Apple. I'm already up on the trade and have about 28 days until expiration. One focus that I'll be going into this coming week, well, into the new year, is going to be concentrating on deeper in the money options, anywhere from 70 to 50. Okay, just so that everybody knows who's watching. There will be trades during the week that, I'll do smaller allocation for weekly trades and so forth. But this is our blueprint from the get-go, and it's very straightforward. When we move over a price, we then add into the position. If you're multiple contracts or multiple shares, you look to trim at my targets. So 128.33 was a trim. Over 128.33, we stay long, looking for 134. 134 is my next target for Apple, currently bidding at 129.30 by 129.32. Let's go ahead and break it down as far as today is concerned. And I'm going to give you a scenario if you're not in the trade. First thing we want to do is always look left to see what's going on in the trade. You can see that we've pushed up and then we basically just consolidated here. We are making higher lows, but we have not taken out the high. This is a very important level that you need to identify on your chart, which is 129.56. Why do I say that? Because it is a resistance point. In many cases, price comes up. Most people stare, deer in the headlight look. We all do it. Then you decide to execute here, and price does this. So be careful on a smaller time frame, little cup and handle. What you want to be looking for, write this down, please. Go ahead and take the measured move, and we're going to forecast that price can make it into the double top. We want 129.23 to hold. If we can hold that 129.23, you could see later in the day a nice cup and handle to the upside towards that 134 target. As far as intraday trading, see profit, take profit. That's important. As far as swing trading is concerned, just stay on a weekly and a daily chart. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at Snap and see what's going on here. Currently, Snap is up a tad. I bought it on the dip yesterday for a weekly option, looking for that nice buy the dip scenario. It didn't quite work out. It just killed theta. But again, smaller allocation with weekly trades. Very, very important. As far as today is concerned, just like Apple, I would identify yesterday's high. If we can get over 54.70, my target today is 55.53. Far as where price needs to hold, 52.50. 52.50 needs to hold, needs to take out or at least get to 54.70. Over this, I would expect a move into 55.50. All right. All right, next one. Let's go ahead and take a look. We're going to look at, I already went over Tesla, correct? I think I did. Yeah. All right. So now I'm just going to open the floor to anybody who would like to, um, ask a question or look at any charts that you may want to look at. And if you're out there on, let's see if I can pull this chat up. That's also out there on Periscope. All right. So any tickers, just like that. And then far as my room is concerned, let's go ahead. You guys got anything that you'd like to look at? Looks like JMath, we're looking at Netflix, correct? All right, remember guys, we want to buy low and we want to sell high, unless we're shorting, of course. All right. We also want to be thinking about puts when price is higher. This is something that sounds easy, but many traders can't do. Notice that Netflix has already hit my target. I want to take you to our blueprint. Our targets work very well. I'm confident to say my targets are better than anybody's out there. And I will say that and put it to the test. This was our trendy edge. Price pulled back into this edge. This is a buy signal. You take the trade into the target. Far as today is concerned, Jay, you're looking at 531 needs to hold, right? So you've already made it to the target. If you're just now thinking about taking the trade, I would have to ask why you didn't take it down here or on the break of the edge. Far as today is concerned, you need to understand the personality of Netflix. I'm confident to say that Netflix is a pop and chop kind of trade. It's annoying for most people. All right. Far as today is concerned, I would shorten up this time frame and go to a 2H at least. And I want you to notice that the 9 EMA is right here at our target 531.85. So what we're looking for, because there's confluence there, is that we would like for 531.85 and the EMA to hold. If it can hold after about 30 minutes on open, same exact scenario that I've showed you on every trade. Can it hold and take out the pre-market high? If it can, look for 538.80. On a dip, do not buy this thing unless we reclaim. Okay? Fridays are notorious for catching people off guard. Fridays are great for sometimes giving us a really good return on some low probability trades. Some traders call it lottos. Okay, so that's Netflix. And very good, Shaya, on your Tesla trade, man. That's amazing. Okay. All right, so we're going to come over here. Let's go ahead and take a look at PayPal. All right, nice move here again, 236 to 237. I'm going to bring you into a 4H candle. All right, we continue to move off the line in the sand here. Very nice. All right, you need extension targets on this, and you need them for when, right? Everybody's different. And by the way, we've already hit the trendy target, and this was also a setup here in the room. So what I want to do for today is I'm going to take the Fibonacci extension. Good, we're still good on time. And we're going to use the last pivot in this case, where we moved out of consolidation. And I'm going to take that to the previous high, and I'm going to find us some extension targets. These extension targets are Fibonacci extensions. They work very, very well. However, please understand that you are in blue skies, so price can turn at any point. Let's go ahead and look at my scripts and look down and to the left. Notice that we have an arrow here. Your area of support comes in at around 230.6. We're looking for 241, 245, especially if we can take out the pre-market high, roughly 238.20. Okay? All right. That's PayPal. Is that PLTR? Swing Ranger? Is that what that is? Yeah. Okay, cool. That's what I thought. All right. All right, so I believe they were downgraded or something this morning. I have a starter position in this. I'm not concerned because, again, it's a starter position. I want you to take note here on the 4H. These are all my indicators, okay? So right here was a nice buying opportunity off the trendy edge at 25.23. Far as today is concerned, I want you to see and notice this big candle here. This is like a footprint on a blueprint. This is telling me that buyers are kind of lined up here. I would be really surprised if price starts breaking down below 23.90. If it does, then it's a void for me, and that's most likely where I'd end up closing. However, you have to respect your time frame. For me, what that means is if I'm in a swing trade and it's a starter and I'm looking at the daily, that means for me, even though that the 5 minute or the 10 minute might break down, and go under this level that I'm talking about, I'm concerned about the daily candle because a lot of times this will break down, we'll find buyers, and then we come back up above that level, shaking traders out based on a downgrade. A lot of times with a good stock, we're talking about downgrades push price into big money. All right. So again, that 23.90, just keep an eye on it, see how it reacts around that area. As far as targets are concerned, if it takes out the pivot around 27.5, then it was all bogus and we're probably going to move up into 30.87. Let's go ahead and take a look at Amazon. All right, so here's all the trendy levels. We did really well on this. I got completely out of my trade. My overall target here is 33.19 for right now. I would expect to hit this into next week, especially if we, again, it looks like just like every other trade I've shown you. This is a really simple setup using EMAs. Watch the 4H 9 EMA. Watch the pre-market high. Everything between is noise. If we bid over, I'd expect a nice rally, possibly even into today. We have a lot of traders that are in Amazon. I believe they're more or less into a swing trade though. Okay, so again, for me, watch the 4H 9 EMA. Watch the pre-market high, and then continue the move into 33.19. All right. Hey, good morning, man. All right, so let's get back over here and let's take a look at A, B, and B. And we have about 23 minutes here, so I'll try to be a little bit quicker. I'm trying to talk slow so that traders can kind of understand where I'm coming from and what I'm looking at. So I apologize to some of my members are like, why is he talking like this, right? As far as this is concerned on a 4H, notice your indicator here, Roberto, here. All right, man. So we need to hold that 145.90 area. All right. It's our first target of 149.05. Looking for 155.98 and above that 161.62. All levels to the upside are resistance until proven otherwise. Example is right over here on the ES. Okay. All right. Somebody looks like they asked me about NET. Is that right? Net. Yes. All right, nice flag forming here. Nice rounding bottom off of the trendy edges, which is that red line there. Okay, long as that holds, 80.80, look for 85.03. That's for right now. Okay, if you want something longer term, I'll review that as we open up here. Okay, so please understand, I have a lot of long-term trades on. We don't just do intraday. Fridays, traders come in. We try to look for some good setups and see if there's any, really good, um, what I call lower probability, meaning something that could happen just based off a trend and targets. But it is Friday, right? So expiration is today. As far as NET is concerned, on a weekly, man, this looks beautiful. It's inside, and I would expect price to stay inside. All right. And so that's the big kicker here. This is one thing that I teach in the room. That means that price needs to hold under 82.37 today. I love inside and up. You can see the example here. and the result here. In order for you to continue here, I'd love to see price close under here, so I'm not very bullish on it today. Could it move? Yes. I'm not saying it can't. I prefer the inside look, and I then like the inside and up. Okay. So just expect it to be inside on that. Okay. All right. So it's 8:25. We got about 5 minutes, and then we'll get back over here to the ES. Remember, on the ES, we'll go to the 5 minute and look at the indicator that we have called the PMZ, and then we will trade from that indicator. Okay. Nice consolidation here on a week. Check this out, folks. This thing is tight. You know, it's going from trendy edge to trendy edge, and these are really nice setups for leaps and longer trades off the blue lines. All right, and the pink lines are a smaller swing, right? And the yellow lines are just for weeklies. All right. As far as this is concerned, it has not made higher highs off of the edge, and it's off limits until it can get above $33. As far as support is concerned, I'd be paying attention to the weekly 9 EMA at around 29.53. Okay. And let's see. Hey, Mike, I'm not sure. Are you asking me to look at that or are you just shouting out a ticker? Okay, gotcha. All right, guys. So this is an inside and down on Boeing. Okay, inside and down. It still continues to be a flop. Notice that the EMAs are starting to push up a little bit. Also notice that, Anil, that it's coming into the ME. I'd set an alert down here, and I already have one, at around 215.78. Okay. It's PMZ. That's what we call it. I'm going to pull it up here in a second. It's not out there. It's one of my own. All my indicators are proprietary to Trendy Trading. All right, so we're going to pull this up on a 5 minute actually, so we can pay attention. And there it is right there. It's that box that pops up. We call it the pre-market zone. Okay. All right, guys. So one of my favorite setups as far as today is concerned, I have several in the background. I'm sure you can see I have all my swing setups in the back. Those are there. And the monitor that I'm looking at here, I have 4 screens up here as well. So we'll be monitoring lots of trades. Give it about, it's Friday. Pay attention to the ES like we always do. It's a simple setup. We have this nice rounding bottom off of our key levels. We have a pre-market high. The question is, can the RTH, regular trading hours, can we push up over these highs? Okay. I'll be monitoring and watching everything on my watch list. And if you see anything, obviously you're going to see when I take a trade. Okay. So this is an old blueprint here, Mike. Just really quick, man, because we're going to get started here in a second. But this was if you notice, dip buy on reclaim. This is a great example. So at some point, price dipped below this, and then we're looking for when it reclaimed. If you took it on the reclaim, you're making out very well. Okay. So far as this is concerned, if that 61.75 level can hold, then you continue your march up into 71.92.75 and so forth. So forth. Okay. Sorry, a little dry mouth there. Jeez. All right, let's pull up Apple just to see how they do on their upgrade this morning. We're already up on some of the share trades that we have, so up to you if you want to start trimming on open. Um, let's go over here just really quick. Like I said, on PLTR, I may be looking at adding as we pull back into that level that I mentioned. VRM is up very nicely from our entry. And then NAIL, we bought at 46.47, it's trading at 51.55. Keeping the share trades to a minimum right now. And again, good luck to everybody. We got about just under a minute here. So again, this is what we call a positive, negative, and price is right at the list. Let's see if the list can hold here. If we go shooting over the PMZ, I'll be looking for a test of the session high. Good luck. All right, guys. So I just sold. Let's see. I sold VMW for 53%. You can see how fast these alerts are. Anybody that might still be watching. These are linked to my brokerage account, and as soon as I sell something, it pops right in here, or buy. Sorry. And this was under what we call complex. Not very complex at all. These are just spreads, but you can see here. So pretty cool. All right. Now the only thing it won't do is actually pick up future trades, and that's because the server is not actually where we thought it was. All right, so we're just going to stay patient, like I said, 15, 30 minutes. Apple came down a little bit here, unfortunately. Oh, and on that DKNG, let me just go ahead and show you guys on my alerts. I'm going to sell the out of the money. So here's my live alerts, folks. Just want to show you guys what that looks like. So we bought some in the money, but I'm about to sell, okay? And I'm going to tell you when I click on this, which is really cool. And let's see these ones here. And I'm going to pull this up. And let's see. And I'm going to sell here for 280. Now watch, I'm hitting send right now. And boom. And there it is. And you can check time and sell if you like. Nothing comes more transparent than these alerts from Trendy Trading. And the reason I did that is because I have some Delta 70s that I added yesterday at 750. Okay, and that's for a longer term trade for me. All right, so this is what we call a positive negative. A positive negative, you'll learn here at Trendy Trading if you become a pro member what that setup is, but basically we already expect this to happen. So we're going to be, focused on whether or not they buy the dip, and then we'll look for the rip over the PMZ, and that's that box up here. So I'm going to go ahead and create another alert because it's pulled back at or above, and we'll just wait for that to signal. Okay. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed. Good luck today. Like I said, I wouldn't expect much. I don't watch news at all, but I do know there's some things up there hanging around stimulus and so forth, and they keep pushing back the date, which is really probably pissing off traders. And so, you might not see a lot of action today. All right, pay attention to the session low and the session high. Everything between is noise. Trade the levels, and again, good luck to everyone.